Hello everybody, this is It's Amanda's Life channel, and today I'm going to try my hand at some stewed catfish. And the first thing that I'm going to put in the pot is some margarine. No, the first thing I'm going to do is turn the stove on. Alrighty. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons of margarine. And I'm going to use just a little bit of olive oil to the mix. I'm going to let that melt. It's about melted. So next I'm going to put my vegetables. And I got 2 things that are optional in this stewed catfish. And tomatoes is one. Now I'm just using a tomato because I had a half a tomato left in the refrigerator. I decided to go add it because I don't like waste. Anyway, the main ingredients, the main vegetables I'm adding to this butter is onions. And I'm going to also add the tomatoes later. Garlic and celery. And what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to just let this saute down. Let it cook down till it softens. I think I do better with a fork than a spoon, don't you? Now I'm going to let this cook down, and when I feel like it's cooked down, then I'll come back. So right now, I'm going to let this cook down, render down, and then I'll be back. Okay. In case I didn't tell y'all what I'm sauteing down, it was 2 stalks of celery, it was 1 onion, and it was 2 cloves of garlic. And I got it rendering down on medium heat. But it looked like it's almost there now, where I want it to be. Where I want it to be. Yeah. Smells good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do for the stewed catfish, I'm going to turn the burner on high. And I'm going to add my tomatoes. Now, the tomatoes are optional. You don't have to use tomatoes. Like I said, it was a half a tomato I had in my refrigerator and I decided to use it. And I got 4 potatoes cut up in quarters. I'm going to use that in the stewed catfish. Next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put water. You could use chicken broth if you want to, but I try to use water. I can't do a lot of sodium. Just fill it up to the top of the potatoes. Till the potatoes are covered. And when you cook these, you're going to cook them till they're fork tender, not until they are falling apart. Just fork tender, because when you put the catfish in there, the catfish is a light meat. It don't take long to get done at all. So, fork tender for the potatoes. And we're going to let this come to a boil, and then we're going to come back. Oh, also, before I leave, I'm going to put a little salt and pepper. And crushed red pepper. So I'm going to let this come to a boil and let it get fork tender. Alrighty. Okay, it came to a boil, but it's not fork tender yet. So since it came to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to medium high. I'm going to cover it and let it cook until it's fork tender. It's still hard. The potatoes are still hard. Alright. Okay, now that my potatoes are fork tender, I can stab them with a fork. I can start putting my catfish in. This is my catfish. I've already seasoned. I don't know if you can see, but these are not store-bought catfish. We caught them in our little town that we live in. And the catfish is seasoned with onion powder, paprika, Old Bay seasoning, black pepper, and a little bit of crushed red pepper. And a little salt. So, what I'm going to start doing now, I'm going to start adding my catfish before the potatoes cook anymore. But as soon as it come back to a boil again, the catfish will be done. This catfish. Just let it stew down. I had some leftover shrimp. That's optional also, but I'm using it. I always heard waste not, want not. I'm gonna put shrimp in this recipe, but that's purely optional. You don't have to. Okay, I'm gonna let this come to a boil again, and maybe cook. After it comes to a boil, I might let it cook maybe an extra 5 minutes after then. And then I'm going to add my shrimp, because shrimp don't take long at all to cook. Alrighty. Okay, it's about ready. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add those shrimps that I was talking about. Give it a stir. I'm going to add a little thyme. Do like about a half a teaspoon. And some parsley flakes. Just a little bit. Okay. Look at the catfish breaking up. Okay, let it come to a boil one more time. Just this time I'm not gonna even let it come to a boil. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off and just let the shrimp finish cooking once I turn the stove off. Okay. I think the shrimp should be about done now. So I'm going to go ahead on and fix me a plate or a bowl. Put a little parsley flake on it. A little extra for the look. For the look. Okay, everybody. This is my stewed catfish. Alright. That's the end of this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support me any way you can. And have a blessed day. And bye.